your connection to Sarah Palin and Todd Palin. We talked to you way back on this program when you were partners with Todd on Stars Earned Stripes, which was a tremendous show pairing celebrities with military and police officers and others, and having a lot of fun blowing things up and doing some missions out there and having fun. And you did such a great job on that show, which was a reality show.
You.
So it's really great to see you doing this, JW. You do such a good job in all you do. Obviously, we thank you for your real work as a Marine and your real work as a police officer, but it's fun to see you as Alvarez. And I gotta ask you, as a friend of the Palins, what do you think of Sarah Palin in Gotham City? You think she could clean up some of the things that are going on there? Because obviously your mayor right now and your current commissioner Loeb, I mean, they're dirty guys, and it reminds me a little bit of some of the state capitals and Washington D.C. So what would you think of a Governor Palin in Gotham? Could she handle that?
Right. I'd love to have Todd there as well. Sarah, she can command a room, and I could see her coming in as some type of congressional character or whatever have you, and just shaking up the whole precinct, and getting down to the seeds of why this place is so damn corrupt. But it also might be fun to see her just play outside of that character, and be the complete total badass of all badasses, and just kind of take control of Gotham and what have you. But, having Todd in Gotham, I know I probably wouldn't want to have anybody else as a partner. For one thing, the guy can shoot, right? We saw that on Stars and Stripes.
That's right.
When people are so committed to what they believe in, good, bad, or indifferent, I'd rather be around those types of individuals than those who could be wishy-washy and easily influenced. And Gotham definitely is a place where, as we've seen, you can start off one way and end up totally different. So, yeah, that'd be interesting. I think the fans are going to get a kick out of that.
Well, it may not have been in Gotham, but we certainly know that Palin has had to battle a lot of people that certainly have pulled off the name Two-Face over the years, whether they be Democrats, Republicans, Alaska, Washington, what have you. So we know that she has stood her ground, not unlike a Bruce Wayne, not unlike a Jim Gordon, and certainly not unlike a Detective Alvarez. And again, JW, it's great to hear from you. God bless you and your family. I'm so happy for you that this stuff is happening, and we look forward to season 2. You hearing anything? I mean, I've heard that these rumors that Clayface and Mad Hatter might be on. It looks like Penguin is running the show in Gotham right now, if you believe the season finale, which was a great finale, by the way. I think could have stood on its own. A lot of times finales are terrible, whether they're season or series finales, and the Gotham one really, really brought it home. You hearing anything, or is everything close to the vest for season 2?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of it is very hush-hush and very much still unknown. Again, it's surprisingly, it's very surprising how little we do know as cast members. I read up on everything as well, and Bruno and Danny, the two executive producers of the show, have been a little bit forthcoming, with things like storylines involving the Joker and what have you. I think for the most part, where can we go from here? Can Gordon get more? Can he be more in the crosshairs than he was when the show first started? I think you can actually increase the stakes even more so. And it'd be interesting to see how the rest of this precinct reacts to this sort of thing. I think Alvarez is definitely going to get more involved. I think from what I was told, number one, I am coming back, so they're not looking to kill me anytime soon, which was great news for me. I was very worried about that.
You never know in Gotham.
But yeah, I would love to, it'd be great to have Alvarez show up at some of these crime scenes and kind of share some of this procedural, language that cops speak, to share that with Gordon as he arrived, for example, on the scene or whatever have you. Or to lend some type of expertise that Alvarez may have when dealing with burglaries, for example, because he's so involved in the Catwoman, the Catwoman burglaries that she commits and stuff like that. So, that's as much as I know. That's as much as I've been told. Everything else, I think, whatever Bruno and Danny have said, I think they seem to be pretty straightforward guys. I would believe them. They haven't really shown us any signs as to not believe, to believe them. And I wish I knew more. Just like the fans, I just don't. And they just, I don't know why they keep it super hush hush.
Well, it's obviously working. We're looking forward to a lot of it. Penguin, who's been great. I mean, he's such a bad guy, but then you feel sorry for him in other ways because he's so pathetic in other ways. And a lot of people.
And the nicest guy ever. I mean, he's a little guy too. He's not a huge, figure, but man, the nicest human being. One of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Well, he does such a great job, and a lot of people are looking forward to see the rise of Edward Nygma, who is going to be the Riddler, and we saw a little bit of that. And certainly Detective Alvarez, our buddy J.W. Cortes on the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. Hey, and thanks for that video you sent to my kids. They love it, and they still say, did he catch the penguin yet? And I said, well, I'll ask him.
Not yet, but I refuse to give up.
My guy, he's in that bat suit every day, so no matter the weather.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That'd be awesome.
All right, J.W. Cortes, thanks again. Be well. Say hello to everybody. We'll talk to you again.
Will do. God bless.
For more on our friend J.W. Cortes, go to jwcortes.com. That's jwcortes.com. Sarah Palin took to social media this past week to honor the National Day of Prayer. Palin writing, quote, "Those honoring the National Day of Prayer this week are committed to our nation's biblical foundation, and we thank selfless Americans who protect this Christian nation's freedom of religion. In reverence to the Lord's grace and mercy, we will never allow God to be booted from the public square. The public acknowledgement of our need for God's blessing has been with us from the beginning, from the eve of our revolution, when the First Continental Congress called for a day of public humiliation, fasting, and prayer, to 1952, when Congress established the National Day of Prayer. It was signed into law so we would turn to God in prayer, knowing our need for His hand of protection and guidance. Today, more than ever, we need the Almighty's mercy, and we are actually invited by Him to humbly ask that He bless this land. Please pray that He will navigate us through these troubling times, dedicating ourselves and our great nation back to Him." Palin also included a nice piece from the Patriot Post. Palin also wrote this past week, quote, "They want to stomp on our flag? Show them we're never outgunned. Don't retreat, just reload. Here's how," unquote. And the governor provides a link to Bristol Palin's blog. There, you'll find an entry about Bristol's fiancé, Sergeant Dakota Meyer, who's calling for Americans to show everyone how much we love our country by showing our patriotism. He's looking for pictures of our flag and whatever else shows our love of country. It's to counter the ridiculous Eric Shepherd challenge, which attempts to get Americans to stomp on their own flag. Tweet at Bristol's blog and at Dakota_Meyer with your photos and use the hashtag #NeverOutGunned. To see any of the governor's posts in their entirety, visit Sarah Palin's Facebook page, follow her on Twitter at Sarah Palin USA, and head over to sarahpalinchannel.com.